Hey crafty friends, welcome back to Create with Miss Jane. Today we are creating these super cute Halloween cards from the Spooky Sweet Designer Series paper, and I've already gone ahead and made 3 of these cute little cards, and we're going to make some more today. They're so easy and they come from this gorgeous paper pack. So if you haven't heard the exciting news, we have launched the mini catalogue September to December with all of the wonderful Christmas goodies in here. It's jam-packed full of fall, Christmas, all sorts of beautiful stamps, papers, die cuts, embossing, all sorts of beautiful scrapbooking kits. So it's jam-packed full of so much stuff. I'm super excited. So this debuted on the 3rd of September and I can't wait to grab some of these products, but it is now available for everybody to shop. But today I'm going to use this Spooky Sweet, which is an online exclusive, and I'll show you a little bit in more detail the paper pack. Obviously I've cut up the paper pack, half of the paper pack already, and punched out the die cuts, but I do have half the paper pack to show you. So this paper is absolutely gorgeous, and you can see that they've had the intention that you are going to maybe use this as a scene across your scrapbook page, or maybe cut this into sections to use on the front of cards. So this was really cleverly designed. There's a beautiful petunia pop purple color on the back of that one. So each of the hero papers, which have got beautiful patterns, have also got a really nice solid color on the back. So this one has all the little candy and sweets and the little bats in there, and then it has a beautiful black and orange on the back. There's this also cut apart sheet, which would be great if you were making little treat bags to give out on Halloween, or if you were doing some cards. This could be great for little titles and things on your scrapbook page or on your card fronts. And then that one has a nice grey on the back, so all of these would work for scrapbook pages or little treat bags or cards. And then you've got this beautiful pattern designer series paper, and you can fussy cut these little animals out, and they're pretty cute. So I have definitely done that. I've cut some out, but there is this gorgeous pumpkin pie color on the back, which I absolutely love. It's a beautiful slight whooshy sort of pattern. And then you've got this designer series paper, which is all the little cats and the bats and the pumpkins inside those little windows. So this is very, very witchy and Halloween inspired. And then you've got that beautiful light pumpkin pie on the back there. So I have grabbed some peach pie, all of these different colors, but this is the color peach pie, and there's quite a few beautiful colors that appear in this paper pack too. So I always like to keep my little color coach handy so I can make sure I match up my cardstock with the inks and everything like that. So I have, I almost forgot to show you, you do get 2 of these. So you get 2 of all those pieces of paper, and then you also get 2 of these punch out sheets or die cut sheets. And I absolutely love them. They are super cute. You've got your little hippos, you've got your little crows, these beautiful little bears, little bear fairies. And then you've got your cauldron, your witch's brooms, a little candy corn. How cute is that candy corn? And then there's 2 little trees, and then some pumpkins with some little crows on them. And then you've got your bats. So there's lots of ephemera pieces or die cuts or punch outs, however you like to call them, that you can punch out. So once I start creating with a designer series paper pack, I like to store them in these envelopes that I got from Amazon. And then I've just kept the little insert here because this is really handy to have. It tells you the colors. So we've got basic black, daffodil delight, granny apple green, petunia pop, and pumpkin pie. So that's always great if you want to match up some cardstock. So what I decided to do was make some cards using black cardstock, and I also used a color that's a little bit similar to pumpkin pie. So a color that I had in my stash that I'm going to show you. But basically I cut these card bases down to 4 by 11 inches. So 4 by 11 inches. And then I scored it in half at 5.5. So it's going to be 5.5 by 4 inches. And the reason why I did that was I got the idea from the very talented Rachel Tessman. And just so you can get 3 card bases out of one 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, cutting it down to 4 instead of 4 1/4. So I think they still look super cute, and I have cut this one piece of paper up. So how I've designed all of these cards, super simple and easy. I have got the first piece of paper here, which is this one, and I've cut these down to 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I cut this strip out first, and then I just cut these down as little card fronts. So I did these 3 here, and then these 3 here, and then I got 6 card fronts, and then I also got this little strip in the middle, because I thought that would make a really good accent on the page. And then I decided that I was going to get this piece of paper. You could use this one if you wanted to, but I thought the one with the candy stripes, the little candy cane kind of confetti look, I thought that was a really beautiful hero paper, background paper. So I wanted to use, out of the new mini catalogue, there is a one sheet wonder right in the back here with the Autumn Twirl pages. So there's a beautiful collection in here called Autumn Twirl, and it has a one sheet wonder. Here it is. So it's on page 42 of the new mini holiday catalogue, and it's called a one sheet wonder. And you basically get a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and you cut it up into strips 4 1/4 by 5 and 4 inches by 5 1/4. I think it's something like that. Anyway, I cut my piece of paper according to these measurements, and I've got the measurements if you need them. And you can make 6 beautiful cards just using that one sheet of pattern paper, obviously the back of the paper and the front of the paper. So I thought this was a really great jumping off point for my little card fronts. So I use this as inspiration, and I'm going to show you how easy the cards come together. So there are some really great stamp sets that go with this online exclusive paper collection, but I only got the DSP paper. So I have pulled some stamps from my Close to My Heart stash, and I'm using this little No Tricks, Just Treats stamp, and also this little one that says Happy Halloween. So whatever Halloween stamps you have, whether you have the new Stampin' Up stamps that come with this collection, or you have some from your stash, I'm just going to show you how easy and quick these cards come together. So I've got the card base, which is the measurements that I told you before, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and then I've cut my paper down to 3 3/4 by 5. I think that's right. 5 1/2. So 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then I've cut them all according to the one sheet wonder, and then we're going to just start popping them together. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape runner on the outside, and I've basically kind of used the same formula for most of these cards. We're going to go with these little pieces that we cut from the designer series paper, and I've just stamped the No Tricks, Just Treats stamp set on there. And I've used, I actually used Thistle ink from Close to My Heart, but you can use Petunia Pop if you want to. Petunia Pop would be the perfect match for this particular cardstock. You could also use black ink as well. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of this. This was from the same Tags designer paper. I'm going to go across like this. And I just wanted somewhere for my little elements to sit. So I'm going to just, this was a little bit that I had left over from the side of the paper with all the little houses on it. So I've just cut that into little strips. And then we're just going to arrange our little things on here. So I like to use my Stampin' Dimensionals. These are my best friend. I love to raise everything up when I'm doing card making. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these on. You're going to need some good scissors to do the fussy cutting of the little animals as well out of the paper. You don't have to cut the fussy cut the animals out. If you just want to use the die cuts, you can just go ahead and use the die cuts that it comes with. But I wanted to add a few extra little critters, so I have fussy cut them out. And I don't mind fussy cutting. I find it quite relaxing. So I'm going to start with this little potion, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my, I think I'm going to raise all of them up because I think that that's fun. So always be generous with your Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm using the Take a Pick tool to pick those up. Still a pest to get these little pieces off, and we're going to make sure we don't cover that up. Pop that in the center, and then I might actually pop this down. I'm just going to trim off these extra little bits. Sometimes they have little bits connected to the die cuts. Gonna stick that down. How cute is that? And then I think I'm just going to add a little pop of yellow. So I'm just going to add this little witch's broom on the other side here. So this is where you need the small ones as well. So we've got the mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and then we've got the large Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm just going to get the large ones for the bottom of the broom. And I think what makes these Halloween cards so fun is all of the bright colors in this paper suite. So I want to kind of have all of those bright colors represented. If you didn't have this little tool, you could just use your tweezers. I find tweezers really great to get these little Stampin' Dimensionals off the carrier sheet. I'm just going to put the little tiny ones, just a few of them, down the stem of the broomstick. Maybe pop it on a little bit of an angle that way. So there we go, how cute. And then on the inside, I'm just going to decorate. I've got the peach pie cardstock. I've just cut that down another 1/4 inch from the card base. So I think this is 3 3¼ So this is the same as the pattern paper, 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And that's going to go on the inside of our black cardstock. So I think I used 3 sheets of black cardstock to make all these cards. And then I'm actually going to use the little inserts that you find when you have the workshop scrapbooking kits. And I'm just going to flip them over. I got this idea from Rachel Tessman. She's amazing when it comes to being resourceful with card making. And I'm just going to pop that on the inside so we've got somewhere to write our message. And then I have lots of these little elements left over. So I'm just going to pop that on the inside so I have something on the inside of each card, but I'll just pop that down flat like so. So I decided to just fasten up the next little bit of the video because I wanted to show you how to put together some of these different cards. So I've made 10 cards in total, and it was so much fun because each card was individual. So I'm just going ahead and stamping the Happy Halloween from my stash, and I'm using the black Memento ink. I've actually just, these are little off-cut pieces of peach pie. When I cut the card bases, that the little inserts that went inside the cards out of the peach pie cardstock, I had some strips left over, so I thought that I'd cut them into little 1/2 inch strips so that I could stamp the Happy Halloween. I don't have a lot of Halloween stamp sets because Halloween's not one of my favorite holidays. Christmas is definitely my favorite holiday, so I have a whole box full of Christmas stamps, and I love Christmas, so I can't wait to buy some of the new Christmas papers in the mini catalogue. And honestly, we have Christmas papers and sweets and paper stamp sets and dies for all different types of occasions. You are absolutely going to love them. So now I've just fussy cut one of these little bears out of the designer series paper, actually 2 little two little bears out of the designer series paper, and I have just popped them up on the Stampin' Dimensionals, and now I'm just adding the little title that I have dovetailed, which is the sentiment Happy Halloween. And I've laid that flat as well, and now I'm just trimming off the little edges of the little bat. I absolutely love these little bats, and you'll see that I add a bat to almost every single one of the cards. I just think it adds that little extra spooky touch. And I haven't added any embellishments to this card because I think the cards are quite colourful, but please feel free to leave a comment below whether you think I need to add some embellishments to finish off these cards. The plan for these cards when I wanted to make them was I'm actually going to give a Halloween card away in my small business called Pretty Pink Things. I make cute stationery like beaded pens, key rings, bag charms, bookmarks, and I also sell a lot of my handmade cards. So I have my own website. It's called Pretty Pink Things, and I go live mostly over on TikTok making custom pens. So I've just made some cute Halloween pens this last week, and if you do purchase a Halloween pen from me, then you'll get one of these little sweet spooky cards as a free gift with your order. So that was the intention with these Halloween cards. I'm not going to be selling them. I'm just going to be giving them away. But as soon as I saw this spooky sweet designer series paper pack back in July when the online exclusives came out, I knew I had to have it because I love the designer series packs that have the matching embellishments. So the die cut sheets where you can cut them out and they are the little ephemera pieces. I absolutely love them. I remember the storybook moments. I made some beautiful Easter cards using those punch out ephemera pieces, and I just feel like it's so fun. So I really hope they continue to make more designer series papers where you can punch out the ephemera pieces. I know there's a really good one in the mini catalogue as well, so I'm keen to get that. I find sometimes because I love Christmas so much that I struggle to pick which particular Christmas paper pack I'm going to get. I don't take a lot of photos at Christmas time. It's usually a really busy time of the year, and I'm working a lot and I don't see my family very much. So I don't take a lot of photos at Christmas, but I love Christmas time. So I'm probably only going to buy 1 or 2 Christmas sweets. But let me know if you have seen the mini catalogue, if you have already picked out which one you love. So I really love this card. This card was actually inspired by something that I saw on Pinterest. So if you ever buy a designer series paper or a paper suite from Stampin' Up, you can actually go to your Pinterest and type in the name of your paper. So I just typed in Spooky Sweet Designer Series Paper Stampin' Up, and a whole lot of card ideas and scrapbook ideas will come up in your Pinterest page, and you can start saving them. And you can also see which Stampin' Up demonstrators created them as well. So this was a little card that I saw on my Pinterest that inspired my creativity. I can't say words today, guys. Words are hard today. So yeah, I've recreated that pretty well. So I love the inspiration that you can get from Pinterest. If you haven't checked that out, definitely do that. And it also works really great for any paper packs you might have in your stash that you maybe go back a year or 2 after the paper pack was released and you need to find some inspiration. Definitely check out Pinterest. So I love these little cards. They're coming together so quick, and you can tell the ones where it's got the little scene, so the little street view. Those ones are the easiest to create because we're just simply popping a little animal in the center of the card, and then we're adding our title and the card is done. So definitely, 3 or 4 minutes to make these cards, or 5 minutes to make these cards. The hardest thing is choosing which little animals go on which cards. And then I have also used some sentiments from our ephemera packs. So I managed to find this little sentiment, Happy Halloween, from one of the ephemera packs. And I'll pop the name of that on the screen. It's from the annual catalogue. And so you might have some ephemera pieces that say Happy Halloween that you could pop on your cards as well. Let me know if you are planning to make any Halloween scrapbook pages, and I'd also love to know what your favorite Halloween movie is. I definitely love cutesy Halloween movies like Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus 2 was also fun. And I know that it's the 30th anniversary of the movie Casper. And Casper just reminds me so much of my childhood. So I'm super keen. I heard that they're bringing Casper back to the cinema this Halloween to celebrate the 30th anniversary. So that is really cool. I used to love that movie when I was a kid. But yeah, let me know what your favorite Halloween movie is in the comments below. And if you celebrate Halloween and if you're going to make any cards or scrapbook pages, I would love to know. So I'm just putting the finishing touches to the inside of the card. I love to add the little ephemera pieces, and I'm going to add some candy corn as well. I can't help myself. I have to chop off all of those little fuzzy bits on the sides. It must be the perfectionist in me, but I absolutely love these cute little candy corns. They're super sweet, and I'm just loving how all of these cards are turning out. Let me know which one is your favorite. Okay, so I'm back with the 10 cards I've made from the Spooky Suite, and that was so much fun. I really challenged myself to use half a pack of the Spooky Suite Designer Series paper, a few stamps from my stash, and then a little bit of adhesives to pop all of them together, and we've come up with some awesome cards. You could of course add some bling. If you had the matching embellishments, you could add those, but I wanted to show you them all up close and personal. They turned out super cute, and this is actually the first time that I have really started to decorate all of my cards on the inside as well. When I was a close to my heart maker for 11 years, I never really decorated my cards on the inside, so I really love that. Stampin' Up demonstrators and customers are always inspiring me to make beautiful artwork. So I had so much fun at making these cards. Let me know which one is your favorite, or whether you like the cards on the black card base or the orange card base. I've decorated them so pretty on the inside. I don't know which little character is my favorite, but I think it's the hippo and the little fairy bear. For this particular one, I thought it would be cute if I put the little fairy bear flying above the other little bear in the vampire suit. So I think that turned out really, really cute. I might go ahead and add some shimmer brush to this. Some Wink of Stella would be really pretty, just to add a finishing touch to these cards. I think they're really bright and colourful. I don't really think they need any embellishments in the way of bling or gems or sequins, but you can of course go ahead and add those. But they turned out super cute, and I love how each one of them is a little bit different. I also have a few little ephemera pieces left and some pattern paper and tags left over, so at a pinch I could make another card. And then I of course have half a pack of paper and a bit of the cardstock left over that I grabbed from my stash, and the peach pie that I can use to make some scrapbook pages. So definitely grab this paper pack if you want to make some cute Halloween cards or pages or some little treat bags. I hope you have enjoyed this video today. Be sure to come back every week to check out what's new in the world of Stampin' Up, and subscribe to my channel for more crafty goodness, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye. Happy crafting.